So who do you remember from childhood years that had a good run?
Well, yeah, this is probably a guy who I remember more so in like the latter part of his career. But I'm gonna go with Aramis Ramirez. That's probably a name you haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, from the Brewers, right?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So we remember him mostly from the Brewers, but he
Hmm.
played 7 years with the Cubs. I'm gonna go from 2005 to 2015, which is when he retired.
That's a
So his
long run.
first from 2005 through 2012, I believe he was with the Cubs. Then 12, 13, and 14, he was with the Brewers. And then in 15, he was with the Brewers halfway and then got traded to Pittsburgh in the second half.
Okay.
Um, but Ramirez was a really consistent player. Talking about consistent players, this dude, I mean, he averaged 130 games played over these seasons. So he did get hurt sometimes, but his average stats over these years was a 288 batting average, 24 homers, 87 RBIs, 853 OPS. Um, from everyday third baseman. So that's you'll take that. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah,
great
no,
numbers for a
that's
third
really good.
baseman. He played pretty good defense too. And he played 19 postseason games. So 18 of those were with the Cubs. And then one game was with Pittsburgh. He played in the wild card game that they lost in 2015. Um, the batting average wasn't there. His batting average was below 200, but he had 4 homers, 10 RBIs, and a 721 OPS career in the postseason.
Okay.
Again, we don't really remember him much from the Cubs days. I remember him more as a Brewer more than anything. I found it interesting that he actually didn't make the playoffs with the Brewers. I
I was
thought he
just about to
did.
say the team with like
Yeah,
Braun and Fielder and
yeah. I think Ramirez. Yeah, Ramirez played with Fielder, Braun, and stuff like that. Unless he may have possibly been hurt
that, I feel like that's
when
probably
they.
what it is. Because if he,
Yeah, because I
I
looked
don't
at
know,
his
I remember
numbers
those
and
teams being
like,
pretty good.
yeah.
So
But yeah, I mean, this was Carlos Gomez. I remember playing with Ramirez.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, over these 11 seasons or so, he was a three-time All-Star, twice with the Cubs, once with the Brewers. He won a Silver Slugger with the Cubs. He had 4 top 17 MVP finishes. Three of those were with the Cubs, and one was with Milwaukee. He also led the National League in doubles with Milwaukee in 2012. He had 50 doubles. That's a lot of doubles.
Hmm.
So I think that's why his OPS was always so high. He never had like a ton of homers. Like he would never have like 30 homers or something, but
Okay.
he always had like 20 something homers with like 50, 40 something doubles. Like he was a really doubles guy. Um, he just knew how to put the bat on the ball. That's what I view him as. He just knew how to put the ball where it had to go, whether it was in the gap or obviously he would run into him. He averaged 24 homers a year, but
Yeah.
he had a lot more doubles than he did homers these seasons. I mean, again, I think probably his better years were with the Cubs, but when he was with the Brewers for those 3 seasons, he was really good. And then who knows what would have happened if Pittsburgh won that wild card game? We may have seen him do more in the playoffs that year than he had in the
Yeah.
past. I think 2015 was that the year that Pittsburgh lost to the Giants in a wild card game or
I
something.
feel like it was earlier. I
Maybe I
don't
don't
know.
even. Maybe it was the Reds that they played. Maybe it was that year. I don't
Okay.
remember, but I even forgot he was on Pittsburgh till I looked. I
No,
just
yeah,
thought I did.
I
Yeah.
totally
Um,
forgot that.
but
I
yeah,
remember him. I mean, like just like a little detail when I would do like fantasy baseball drafts, and like I would look at
yeah,
third baseman, it would always be like David Wright, Adrian Beltre, Aramis Ramirez. Like they were all just like grouped together in that like
yeah,
that. I don't even know what you call it, like the just the
yeah.
top
No,
picks. So
yeah. And like he was, I feel like he was a very underrated player just because of how consistent he was. Like
yeah,
he was never going to really wow you with anything, but he was going to go out there and perform every year the same way.